My name is Estes, founder of TotalHemp.us. I want to show you the cannabis issue through my eyes. So these are the Cannabis Files. Cannabis Files 001. Subject Timothy Locke, Treasurer of Abrogate Michigan. An initiative petition to amend the state of Michigan's constitution regarding the prohibition of the use of cannabis.
Well, there's quite a few reasons why somebody should support Abrogate's petition drive for 2018 to get this on the ballot. One of which, just what we have learned over the last 20 years of science and medical information on the cannabis plants and its intricate abilities to help and heal the human body. They're talking kind of unique language that people aren't used to hearing, like endocannabinoid deficiencies or endocannabinoid deficiency syndrome. And these are the experts who've been following. On a base level, the science is leading us into this cannabis thing was way more than anybody ever realized. We can move on to in Michigan. We're talking about a Michigan law here. This is, they say it's federally illegal, but the truth of the matter is the federal government has to have permission from the state to do anything in the state, or the state has to invite the federal government to do something in the state. Because in 2008, we passed a piece of statutory legislation. And legislators in Lansing get to change that legislation as they see fit. They can take 75% on some things of what we call supermajority and write law into there and change it at will. And this is what we've seen happen over the last 9 years of the Michigan Medical Marijuana Act, where they've taken a piece of legislation written and passed by we the people and have, in my opinion, massaged gray areas and bigger gray areas into it, which has led to a 17% increase in arrests over the last 8 years. Do we want to keep going on with more arrests, or do we want to actually, stop the arrests? I thought that was the goal of being an activist against prohibition, is to end prohibition and stop the arrest. So, with the Abrogate, it's a constitutional amendment. By changing the Constitution, so it's a slightly bigger hurdle, we stop their meddling. And by their, I mean the people in Lansing, D.C., the special interests, the money lobbyists, the background players, the out-of-state players, the out-of-country players who are really throwing the money around to make laws change in states. If we're not careful, we're going to end up to be, special commodities stuck to their products through the regulated and taxed market, and that's all we're going to be able to have. So by doing a constitutional amendment, Lansing cannot change our minds by making opinions and laws on it. We change the Constitution, only we the people can then again change the Constitution. We can go on to the whole concept of recreational marijuana like alcohol is a concept that's passed around. People think it's the next step, but I'd like to remind everybody, alcohol is legal right up until you're under arrest. That's not rhetoric. That's not my opinion. It's just a fact. In 2012, there were 55,000 arrests for alcohol impairment in the state of Michigan. In 2014-15, that had dropped to 33,000. That's a good thing, unless you're the state of Michigan relying on 22,000 more arrests to help pad that bottom dollar. So, we have to look at this by regulating marijuana like alcohol. Are we going to eliminate their arrest, or are we just going to reclassify them and call it, in my opinion, as I've been saying, we'll turn possession into impaired driving, delivery will be tax evasion, and manufacturing will be operations without a license. That's not ending. We can go right down to the basic idea, which is the silver bullet of all the conversations at all. We got to save the children. So in this idea of protecting our children, I ask, should recreational marijuana be allowed to be used by children? And most people will say no, and I don't disagree with their opinion on that. Next question I have to ask then is, should we be arresting them when they do use marijuana and are found by a cop? And most people, again, will, 85% of the people will say, no, we shouldn't be arresting them either. Then who really should have control of their children? Do we have to save the children? Absolutely. Giving the parents authority over their children is how we do that.
To listen to the latest Cannabis Files entry, please visit www.thecannabisfiles.us.